Hey, it's Matt Rybar on 107.3 Alternative Cleveland, and this week you can win tickets to see the Ramona Flowers at the House of Blues with a meet and greet. And you know what? Why don't we do the meet a little bit ahead of time? I mean, you'll still meet them if you get the tickets, but right now with me, it's Ed and Steve from the band. How are we doing? I know we're on the road. Our confidence is strong. We're moving.
Yeah, we're good. We just finished did a festival yesterday.
Innings Festival.
Innings Festival.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, and now we got a day off before we on to Denver next. So yeah.
Excellent. Well, hey, let's jump into it. Right now, we're spinning that new song from your new album, That Summer, which I do love. But I got to talk about the whole album because I listened to the whole thing. I'm an album guy. I know, like, lately people are like singles and, like, oh, here's the remix that we hope to get TikTok famous. But it was actually really refreshing to listen to, 13 songs that felt like cohesive and felt measured. And it was about 7 years to take this album. Is that right?
About just over 5, but it was also because of COVID kind of slowed it down. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It was nice to take our time over it.
Yeah, because there was a quote, I'm trying to remember who said it, but this idea of like, you had the original record ready to go, and then you were like, we're gonna hold it, we're not gonna put it out, or talk me through that, like that feeling of knowing when like it's not there, even though maybe you feel like it could be there.
We thought it was kind of when we the initial we got a lot of songs written. We wrote a lot of songs for this album, and initially we thought it was kind of finished, and then we decided. Well, and with our sort of management, I suppose, we decided to sort of sit on it for a little while. And then in that time, we wrote loads more songs. So the record we thought was going to be the record completely changed. Well, not completely. There's still like Up All Night was probably the first song we wrote for this project. So that was like always on it. And there's a few others that were ever
Circles, California.
There is a Mansion. Yeah.
Yeah, they were all early on. Sins of the Father was early on.
A bit late. Yeah, it was. Yeah. So it was probably half of it was done. And then we wrote another half a record. So it ended up being on it. So everything is much better for it. So it works out well.
Yeah, and speaking of Up All Night, Nile Rodgers, how does that happen? Did you like contact him? Did he contact you? Like, because when people think of an alternative band, like I love disco, but Nile Rodgers doesn't come to mind. So that must have been a really fun collaboration.
Yeah, it was weird. The guys Steve and Dave were trying to record guitar parts that kind of had that disco thing going on. We labeled them Nile guitar.
Yeah,
and then we went back in the studio to try and do it properly. They're good players, they could do it, but it wasn't quite right. And our manager was just, as they tend to do, was sat at the back of the control room drinking a glass of wine and was like, why don't I just ask his people?
I just love the idea of the wine glass, like, why don't I just email, like what's the worst that can happen? And then Niall's like, I'll be there, or like, send me some dates. That's awesome. And it feels like, oh, go ahead.
We never actually got to meet him in the studio because it was still like, it was just the beginning of the whole pandemic thing. Okay. So it was all done like over Zoom. He was in New York, being really cool.
Called Sam up, our guitarist, and had a chat with him about what we wanted him to do. Basically said, do whatever you want, we don't care. And he sent it back and it sounded amazing. So we were very happy.
It's kind of like in COVID when everyone had like those projects where it's like, I'm gonna do sourdough bread and I'm gonna like learn how to garden, and it was like, we're gonna send a song to and see how he feels about it. I think that's so fun. I think that's awesome.
Mm.
Did it inspire the record though? Because I felt like when you opened with that song, like you get that bass line right away, and then I just kind of hear, I don't know if I would say homage, but certainly like a akin to that sound. Did that carry through, especially because that song's been out for a while now? So did it kind of like influence the rest of the record? Do you think that's like the blueprint of this record?
I think so. I think on this record, as a drummer, I think it's very different from some of the other ones we've done, because I think the bass lines are different, and there's a lot more. There's a lot more. I don't know how to say it really. There's a lot more groove in this record, and that probably started from there. But when I write ideas for the band, I'm very conscious that I want it to groove a lot harder. And we're very lucky that the guy that we have who plays bass for us in the studio, a guy called Clement, French guy from Paris, he is just like one of the funkiest men on the planet. So
Mr. Groove.
He's like Mr. Cool as well. He's very suave.
But that song did. It was basically when we decided to do. We were going into new projects. We were like, we were experimenting with lots of different things, and so lots of different sounds were coming out and genres in some time crossing over. And that one sort of, when that one sort of landed, we were like, I think this is just made sense really, and we just followed. So it was kind of the cornerstone for the album, definitely.
You can also hear on the album where like we can tell, and each song is come from an idea from a different band member. So some of them that I maybe had a hand in starting would be a little bit more groovy, and then some of the more kind of the more beautiful and epic numbers will be like Sam, and then a few more of the kind of cooler, catchier, poppier numbers might be Dave. We all have different styles, and then we just mold it all together at the end.
So should I tell you like my favorites, and then you could like be like who got the most favorites from the radio station guy?
Yeah, go for it. If we can remember, it was a long time ago.
I'll tell you. Up All Night was a banger. Human's a banger, right? I love that.
Yeah.
I really liked Hopeless Romantic. Mirrors in the Mansion, I thought was really fun. That felt like a trip. I really liked that. And Circles, I really like Circles a lot too. So I don't know if one person was behind all of those, but
no, there's never one person behind all of them.
That was kind of a mix of everyone. Actually.
It's everyone, yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
But yeah, you picked some of my favorites there. So
yeah.
I really like. I think you ended up saying this, Steve. You said so the record's about human experience, and I like this. You said in a world of AI, it felt like the correct title. Do you have a lot of strong opinions on AI right now, or is it just kind of like it's like in the world, so it's hard to escape the notion of like
it's a bit it's great in a lot of ways because everyone uses it for various things, but it is a little bit worrying sometimes when there's fully AI artists on like Spotify or whatever, and they don't even label it that it is an AI artist, and people are listening to it thinking it's actual real human. I think that's worrying. But I mean, I think that people use it as a tool, and it can be useful as a tool. But I mean, it should never replace what the human. You can't replace what a real human like record is. Feelings.
I've seen some quotes from people involved in creating AI in terms of how it relates to art that have just reinforced the fact that they have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. So yeah, I think it's got no place in art. None, zero.
I love that. I'm gonna clip that and put it right on social media and be like, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but on Reddit, I love using Reddit as a source, and you guys pop up quite frequently in the Scott Pilgrim Reddit. People will go, do you know there's a band named Ramona Flowers?
Are we just getting slagged off? I thought we are.
Yeah. They hate us. I bet they hate us.
They don't like us
because we don't sound like Sex Bomb.
Well, the question is, was it inspired by the movie? I see some sources say yes, but I have to ask the source. I couldn't.
Yeah, it was Sam in the band. It was his idea.
I think he fell in love with the.
He watched the film and fell in love with it.
Yeah.
But we're not like some crazy Scott Pilgrim fans. We can't claim that, but we just thought it was a good name and it worked. Yeah. It worked as a band.
I will say, someone posted Up All Night and there was a comment that goes, "I really like that song." I'm like, "Oh, there you might be converting Scott Pilgrim fans into the band fans. So it might be a Venn diagram."
If you've ever tried to name a band with 4 people who have very different tastes in music and come from very different backgrounds,
so hard.
It's totally. And in the end, you just go, "Yeah, that's cool."
Yeah, we were like, "Yeah, okay,
yeah, cool."
Yeah, because some of the ones names being thrown around at that time were awful.
Yeah. Really? What were some of the demo names?
We're not going there. No, not going there.
It's like in the vault a little bit.
Yeah.
By the way, though, I also learned when I was doing some research, you guys are from Bristol, and I didn't know Bananarama was from Bristol. I was like, oh, that must be a fun like tidbit of music history. I love me some Bananarama.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
We didn't know that.
Not me being like the Bristol Tourism Board. Well, hey, you guys could like put your name up there in Bristol. You could be like Bananarama, Ramona Flowers. Like,
yeah. It's different from like Massive Attack, Portishead, Tricky. That's usually the ones that people. It's usually the ones people go to.
I saw Massive Attack, but I was like, I saw Bananarama. I'm like, oh my god, Venus! Like she's got it. Could be an idea for a cover for a future tour. I don't know, just an idea. So, okay, let's real quick wrap it up. If you had to give a sales pitch, why should Clevelanders come out Saturday to see you at House of Blues? What is the pitch? What are they going to experience? We really want to get people there, whether they win with me, and if they don't win, they can go get tickets right now. What's the sales pitch, guys?
Well, they come to see a real band with like real energy, deliver really emotional, meaningful songs, and we also we when we play live, we just it's just all in. You know what I mean? And we really give put on a great show, and they have a great night. I think.
Yeah, I reckon I can guarantee that there will be a large percentage of the audience that do come to the show that will probably have their mouths open for the first two songs. Because there's not, I don't think there's many bands playing shows this size that sound like us, and that sounds really cocky, but it's something we take a lot of pride in. We
Yeah.
put in a lot of effort to give our fans and people that spend their hard-earned money to come and see us to give them the best show we can give them.
And to we want to do our record justice, do it justice. You know,
Exactly.
we should spend so much time working on it in the studio. We want it to sound like we want it to sound live. So I don't think anyone will be disappointed.
And then afterwards, they can come and hang out with us and get to know good.
Yeah. You know where I want to hang? I saw apparently you guys recorded in Ireland. There was like Guinness pub. There was some kind of like bar next to the studio or in the studio. That's dope.
In the studio.
In
We
the
should have written a
studio.
song. I really think we should have written a song called Guinness because it played such a big part in the making of the record. Oh yeah, we spent like 6 weeks in Ireland. This like mad Irish family who were lovely, and then I had a pub on the ground, so you just used to go in and pour yourself a Guinness. You know, it was
And we're not saying mad Irish family in like a bad way.
just great.
The best way,
Yeah.
like totally eccentric, no filter,
It's crazy but funny. Yeah.
unapologetically knew who they were,
Yeah.
and it was so much fun.
Yeah.
It sounds like good material for the fifth record. You better like hold on to it, like take notes while you can.
I think we need to go back there.
Yeah, I think we do need to go back there, but yeah, no, we'll probably give it another year. Let our livers recover from the last time.
Yeah, well, back to splitting the G, as they say, right?
Yeah.
So, well, hey, this has been great. Thank you so much for taking the time with us. And yeah, one more time, you can catch him this Saturday at the House of Blues. Starts at 7:30 p.m., but I'd say get there a little early, have a nice drink, chit chat. And if you win tickets with me all week long at 8:30, we'll let you meet them. And I don't know about you, I'm sold. I want to meet these guys. I mean, I kind of have met you digitally, but in person, they seem fun as heck. And I'm trying to
Also, if you're coming to see us, get there early and watch the openers.
Oh,
Watch
absolutely.
the openers.
Yeah.
Come in and watch the whole show.
You heard
Don't just don't turn up late for us.
I
Make sure you
agree
support
with that
everybody.
because like you want to like I think the openers and then you want to like get ready, take advantage of the ticket you've got, like make it a whole
exactly.
night out, maybe like a dinner before, make it a whole thing. So, all right, well, hey, thank you guys so much and have a good rest of your day. I appreciate it.